Hey guys, my name is Emma and today I have a special guest on my channel. This is my dad. You have seen him before by this point. So we are doing a bit of a weird challenge today, which is why we're so far away from camera, like can barely see you. Hello. We are attempting to challenge each other to guess various classics slash modern classics books from time. Based entirely on their blurb slash synopsis. We're saying slash synopsis because we don't actually have any of the books to look at their
some
blurbs,
of them,
but that would give it away a little bit. So we're using, well, I'm using Amazon. Are you also using Amazon?
I'm using Amazon.
We're currently using Amazon to find the blurbs of these books to challenge each other. If you know a website that lists books' actual blurbs off the back of their books, please link it in the comments down below, so that if anybody else wants to do this challenge, they don't have to troll through the internet like we did to find this info and then
still get back to Amazon.
Yeah, still end up on Amazon.
All roads lead to Amazon.
It's just yes, not good. So the idea is that we have taken out any titles, any names, anything that would give away the book very quickly, and we're just going to challenge each other by reading them out. We've got, this is from the top 100 books that BBC thinks you should read before you die. I will link down below the exact one of that because presumably they bring out new ones every once in a while, and I don't know what year this is from, so God knows what books are missing from it. We'll find out whilst my partner is researching this. So this
is where you say your attractive assistant.
My glamorous assistant is finding out the info for us. I'll link it down below if you do want to play along with us.
2018.
Oh wow, so it is the most up-to-date one. 2018, wonderful. So if you do want to play along, we're using the top 100 books to make it fair so that we don't inadvertently double up. You've got 1 to 50,
yep.
And I've got 51 to 100. We're going to take it in turns. We're going to do it without the other person's list to begin with, and we get 2 points for title and 2 points for author. If we can't get it, we are allowed to look at the other person's list, but then that means that we automatically lose a point for each title and author. And if we can't get it at all, then we're idiots, and that's fine. And it will be documented for the world.
I'm happy to say I'm an idiot now. Excellent.
We are both idiots. And so this will be a wonderful test of both how well do book blurbs slash synopsises reconfirming their idiot status already. Book blurbs, how well do they capture the essence of the book, and also how well do we know classics slash modern classics, which terribly potentially. Right, so that's all good. We've got an excellent lighting from the laptop. I will go first. So first one for you is X's upper-class Regency world is a noisy and jostling commercial fairground, predominantly driven by acquisitive greed and soulless materialism, in which the narrator himself plays a brilliantly versatile role as a serio-comic observer. Although subtitled A Novel Without a Hero, don't know if that helps you at all or not, Y follows the fortunes of two contrasting but interlinked lives through the retiring A and the brilliant B. X examines the position of women in an intensively exploitative male world. When Y was published in Z commented, "The more I read X's work, the more I'm certain that stands alone. Alone in sagacity, alone in truth, alone in feeling. X is a titan." Any ideas?
Tristram Shandy.
No, it is not Tristram Shandy.
That's a pretty bold guess.
That is a very bold guess. You feel free to play along at home, by the way, if you have any ideas of who this could be. You can comment down below. I don't know how many rounds we're going to do.
It's Jane Austen, is it?
No.
Am I in the right ballpark?
You're in the right time period, I think.
The Brontons.
No, wrong gender.
Wrong gender. Okay, Trollope.
No, and how dare you? I'm in a very demure dress today. Assaulted. No, not Trollope.
Okay, the obvious answer then is baggage, but we're just going down the wrong route there.
Just disintegrating into insulting your daughter, that's absolutely fine.
I don't know, Dickens.
No.
I'm guessing.
Do you want the list?
Yeah.
Do you want your
Well,
list?
if I look at the list, I'm going to see what the others might be.
No. Well, yes, but that's fine. Like,
Yeah,
there's no way around that, really.
The list doesn't help me out.
No idea. Not a clue. We're striking out on book number 1. This was always going to be a disaster potentially. Like we don't actually know any of these books really.
This is a train wreck at point 1, isn't it?
Which means actually the pressure then will move on to me to try and pull this shit back. So if I can't get the next one, this could be a short video. Except
Les Miserables.
No, it is not Les Miserables. It's Vanity Fair.
Vanity Fair? Hold on, I didn't even see that.
Vanity Fair is on there.
Oh, Vanity Fair, there it is. Number 79.
Number 79 of the top 100 books you should read by the BBC. Vanity Fair.
So that's a nil point for
Nil
me.
point.
Madame et Monsieur, nil point.
Nil point. We do have a score sheet, by the way. You can't see it from this far away, but feel free to keep score at home. So Dad scores 0 from
I'm hoping that
round
Prosecco
1.
will actually just sharpen my edge.
We are drinking through this because, you know, that's the only way to do it. Drinking and eating nibbles. So I do believe it's my go. So we'll see if I can do any better.
Right, here we are. This is a short blurb.
Okay.
So, pithy, to the point. Consumed by the idea of his own special destiny, immured in poverty and deprivation, the hero is drawn to commit a terrible crime. In the aftermath, the hero is dogged by madness, guilt, a calculating detective, and a feverish cat and mouse game unfolds. The only hope for redemption, if the hero can but recognise it, lies in the virtuous and faithful so-and-so.
Catch me if you can.
No! Oh yes, I'm liking this.
Fuck, this was a terrible idea for a video. It's just going to highlight that we don't know books. Okay.
Oh, it's all going to come good in the second half, I'm sure.
Yeah, we're gonna pull it together soon. Honest. Maybe there's a reason why most people, when they do book challenges, they use their own bookshelves.
Yeah, exactly.
Just guarantee you vaguely know the book.
I have no idea what we're talking about.
Nope, not a clue.
Go for it.
Is it like a Dickensian one? Is there a Dickensian?
It's not Dickens, but you're probably in the right sort of age.
No, the list.
Look at the list.
So it's not Catcher in the Rye because he doesn't do anything. He just whines constantly. I love.
There's a lover of Catcher in the Rye.
Catcher is brilliant.
I know you love it so much. That's why I would not pick that.
Oh, it's not Crime and Punishment, is it?
It is Crime and Punishment.
Crime and Punishment. Yes,
you get a point.
No, but I can gain another point if I can tell which bloody Russian person wrote it. Is it Dostoevsky?
Yep, I'll give you that one.
Did I
Fyodor Dostoevsky.
Yes! 2 points for Emma. 2 points. Round 2. Currently, I am winning. Because I'm awesome. Right, we're going to go for this one. Okay. In heaven, A can have whatever she wishes for, except what she most wants, which is to be back with the people she loved on earth. In the wake of her murder, A watches as her happy suburban family is torn apart by grief, as her friends grow up, fall in love, and do all the things she never had a chance to do herself. But as A will come to realise, even in death, life is not quite out of reach.
Is this that thriller of the young girl who was killed?
I think so, if you can get the title of it.
Right, okay, I need to stop looking at this. It was made into a film,
It was made into a film. I can even tell it made into a film starring Mark Wahlberg, Rachel, is it Weisz?
Weisz,
Weisz, Susan Sarandon, and Saoirse Ronan. Sorry.
Yeah, because...
Probably got that wrong for you.
Because she was the girl.
Yes,
she?
yes she
yes,
was. She's fab, her accent's
amazing.
amazing.
Go! I know it.
We
I've
know
seen it.
everything apart from the bits that we need to win points.
Like the title and the order.
But he does know it, we've confirmed this for
Absolutely.
you viewers.
Can I have some points for knowing it?
No.
You are so harsh.
I know.
You are a troll.
There's no harm in looking at the list. There's no shame in the list.
I will have to look at the list.
Sometimes the list is needed.
I am looking at the
By
list.
sometimes I mean we might just need the list constantly.
There you go, The Lovely Bones.
Yes, who's it by?
Yes, Alice Sebold.
Yes, 2 points to father.
Okay,
Okay.
here we go. A lonely student at Oxford is captivated by the outrageous and decadent so-and-so. Invited to some magical place, magnificent's family home, someone is welcomes the attentions of its eccentric artistic inhabitants, becoming infatuated with them and the life of privilege they inhabit, in particular with somebody's sister. But as duty, desire, faith and happiness come into conflict, the families struggle to find their place in a changing world. The hero, sorry?
It's atonement.
The,
No.
The hero eventually comes to recognise his spiritual and social distance from them.
Not atonement.
It's not atonement. You can't have atonement.
The Secret Histories?
No.
Gatsby?
No, I can see where you're coming from.
Brideshead Revisited, because I don't know what that one's about. Did he really?
Yes!
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 I did not know. I haven't got the author yet though.
No,
so
you
I've only got
haven't.
2 points. Summer? Sex? Summer? Am I even in the vague right ballpark?
I can see where you're coming from, but you're wrong. It's not Somerset Maugham.
Thank you. Fuck, I don't know.
And fuck, you get no points.
Damn it! Who is it?
Evelyn Waugh.
Oh no, I was having to get that in a million years. Still, 2 points for not having to look at the list. So currently I have 4 points, Dad has 2. Just to update the viewers.
Yeah, you're one ahead of me, aren't you?
No, we're level. We've just finished round 2.
Have we?
Yeah, you started first.
Shut up.
Ha ha ha.
Not that you're competitive at all.
Definitely not. Enter, if you bear it, the extraordinary world of A, just 16 and unconventional to say the least. And then there's like a section that is a quote from it.
Mm-hmm.
2 years after I killed B, I murdered my younger brother C for quite different reasons and more fundamental reasons than I disposed of B. And then a year after that, I did my younger cousin D, more or less on a whim. That's my score to date. 3. I haven't killed anybody for years and don't intend to ever again. It was just a stage I was going through. I want to read this book. Any ideas?
Nope.
I picked this one thinking that you might know it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that helps you at all. I think you know the author. I think you might have read stuff from the author before. I also have, because this is one of these weird ones where Amazon was like, here's the back cover, but here's also a synopsis. Would you like the synopsis?
Go for it.
As well. A, no extraordinary words. Let me just read you all of that.
Rewind.
Let's go. A, no ordinary 16-year-old lives with his father outside a remote Scottish village. Their life is, to say the least, unconventional. A's mother abandoned them years ago, his elder brother E is confined to a psychiatric hospital, and his father measures out his eccentricities on an imperial scale. A has turned to the strange acts of violence to vent his frustrations. In the bizarre daily rituals, there is some solace. But when news comes of E's escape from the hospital, A has to prepare the ground for his brother's inevitable return, an event that explodes the mysteries of the past and changes A utterly. X's celebrated first novel is a work of extraordinary originality, imagination, and horrifying compulsion. Horrifying because it enters a mind whose realities are not our own, whose values of life and death are alien to our society, and compulsive because the humour and compassion of that mind reach out to us all.
For some reason, The Wasp Factory.
Yes!
By Ian Banks.
Yes, indeed!
Yes!
Yes!
It's in there!
The first 4-pointer of the round of the game. Have you read Ian Banks?
Yes, I have.
I thought you had.
I'd read The Wasp Factory as well.
I
And
thought
you know
you might have
something?
done. Is it good?
From that blurb,
Yeah?
from my recollections, because I read it a long time ago, absolutely nothing like the book.
Why do they even bother? Like, why do publishers even bother? This game kind of came of like me venting to Dad about how much I'd started books and then they were nothing like their blurb and it was infuriating. And then this was a radio. We should probably give credit where credit is due. This was like a game show radio thing, wasn't it? With Radio 4?
Yeah, on Radio 4 there's a programme about books. It's a book quiz. And one of the things that they've done in the past is try to guess the book and the author from a blurb that has been given. And the idea is that the researchers find the worst possible blurb summary of it that you've got. I would put that one forward for The Wasp Factory. That really is not what I got from it.
Not what you got at all. Right, my turn.
Right.
Because that is catching up currently. If I could either equalise or pull ahead on this one if I do appallingly.
Yes, so bear with me please. Combining magic, mysticism, wisdom and wonder into an inspiring tale of self-discovery. The book has become a modern classic, selling millions of copies around the world and transforming the lives of countless readers across generations. I'm not sure across generations, but across a wide range of age groups, I think, because it's a relatively recent book. Masterpiece tells the mystical story of the character, an Angelasian shepherd boy who yearns to travel in search of worldly treasures.
The Alchemist, Paulo Coelho.
There you go.
Yes!
Angelasian shepherd boy gave it away. Yeah.
I was trying to get the vibe at the beginning. So to recap, these scores are 6 and 8. We've done 3 rounds, and yes, everything is good. And there is still wine, which is the most important thing of all. A contemporary classic, X is wise, beautiful and haunting evocation of life between the wars in a great English house. In the summer of 1956, A, the aging butler of Darlington Hall, embarks on a leisurely holiday that will take him deep into the English countryside and into his past. That's all I got for you.
Roommates of the day?
Yes! Who by?
Kazuo Ishiguro.
Indeed. I'm going to give you that one. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce it myself. We all know my pronunciations are terrible. Our prediction was right. We have got better so far. Now that I've said that, I'm going to tank it and get nothing. But we have got better. We are redeeming ourselves with this particular challenge. Yes, well done. I'm very impressed given that there was fuck all to that and I would never have got it.
Well, I'm impressed with myself in terms of that. In fact, I'm thinking Prosecco really works for this challenge.
The answer to all life's problems is Prosecco.
And I feel vindicated to a certain extent. I'm not quite as thick as I mentioned on the very outset.
We are, yes, I'm quite proud of us. Right.
Right, here we go. This one, I think, might be fairly straightforward for you. It's 1941 and the protagonist, a young Italian officer, is posted to the Greek islands as part of the occupying forces. At first he's ostracised by the locals, but as a conscientious but far from fanatical soldier whose main aim is to have a peaceful war, he proves in time to be civilised, humorous and a consummate musician.
Sorry, what?
There's a little bit more to it. Do you want the rest of it? I thought you might get it from that. When the local doctor's daughter's letters to her fiancé, a member of the underground, go unanswered, the working of the elemental triangle seems inevitable. But can this fragile love survive a war of bestial savagery? As it gets closer, the lines are drawn between invader and defender.
It's not right, but my brain just went hello, hello. No, brain. It's not hello, hello.
No.
Clearly
That's actually setting Paris over me.
I think it is. I should say this only once.
And you are wrong.
And you're wrong. I'm going to look at the list.
Okay.
That's okay. Captain Corelli's Mandolin.
There you go.
I've not read that. I didn't know anything about it. By Louise de Bernays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get my 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
Fab. Okay, this one had a lot of characters in it, so we rolled through a decent amount of the alphabet.
Alright.
To get you there, just to kind of give that a bit more context as to why I'm just saying the alphabet to you. The mischievous A comes to enjoy a few days with B, C and D whilst her mother is sick. A refuses to believe in the E or any of the magical folk who live in it, even when the F throws ink at her. Join the children and their friends, G, H and I the fairy, as they discover which new land is at the top of E. Will it be the land of spells, the land of treats, or the land of do as you please? Come on, the amazing adventure. Kids book, in case you didn't pick up on that.
I'm glad you told me.
Children's book.
It's either that, or it's one of those books that say, it's the druggy world.
Yes, it's either children's book or LSD trip, either one. Children's book or Hunter S. Thompson, basically.
That's the author I was trying to think of.
It's Fear and Loathing in the Land of Spells. His lesser known sequel.
Yeah, Hunter does Blighton. Yes, we know this.
What I will also say as well is this was part of a series, and this happens to be book 3 of it, because this was the one that was on the list but I'm assuming book 1 and 2 would also, and it's more like they're set in the same world, but they're not necessarily continuations of the same
Is it
story.
C.S. Lewis?
No.
No.
But it's the same, it's very kind of Terry Pratchett-esque, same world, but actually you can read them distinctly because it's just a series of adventures in different lands at the top of the thing. And, to give you, I watched the TV series of this as a kid and absolutely loved it. You were on the right track when you said Hunter S. Thompson meets Blyton, assuming you meant Enid Blyton there.
Yes.
Yes, you are.
It's not Enid Blyton though. Is it really?
So what one of hers?
Well, the famous 5 do drugs.
The famous 5 take ecstasy. No, it's not that.
All right.
No,
so Enid Blyton.
Okay, I will give you...
Look.
You've got the list. You can.
So
you can
I could read it.
So I'm going to give you 2 points for Enid Blyton, the author.
Right.
Can you make an extra point if you can get the title off the list?
The Faraway Tree Collection.
Indeed, it is the Faraway Tree Collection. You get 3 points. It is this one in particular is the Folks of the Faraway Tree.
Right.
They're awesome. The books are great. The TV show is great. They're great. I loved them.
I didn't even know that there was that collection.
Silky the Fairy and the angry like hobgoblin creature, and then there was Moonface or Moonpie I think it was called, and it's this giant tree that they climb, they meet all the people on the way, and then they go at the top and there's different lands that go across, and the Land of Spells was a really good one, and then there was the land, but I actually remember the Land of Spells because one of the characters overhears it as the Land of Smells and refuses to go up there for a while. She's like, ew, imagine like cabbage and like rotten fish, I don't want to go up to the Land of Smells. And then it spells, and it's very cool. Good one to read.
This novel draws most closely from the author's own life. Its eponymous hero, orphaned as a boy, grows up to discover love and happiness, heartbreak and sorrow amidst a cast of eccentrics, innocents and villains. Praising the author's powers of invention, Somerset Maugham wrote, "There were never such people as the characters that you've got in this book. They are fantastic inventions of the author's excellent imagination. You can never quite forget them." Actually, I'm sorry. That's a pretty crap blurb. But it's a bit of gamesmanship here. Pick the most obscure piece of... Sorry, that wasn't deliberate. But I'm going with it now.
You be careful. I picked a fucking easy one in some ways. It's the only one on the
Well,
list.
this is easy if you know it.
Oh, fuck off. I've scored every round. You haven't. I might break that now. I'm gonna do the list. I'm gonna cave and I'm gonna go for the list.
Okay.
Because the only thing my brain came up with was Test the D'Urbervilles, but you said he, so it's clearly not that. Unless I really misread Test the D'Urbervilles. Actually about cross-dressing.
Absolutely. It's a gender realignment novel. Hardy was so far ahead this time.
Incredible. David Copperfield?
Spot on.
Which is Dickens.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 2 points. 5 rounds. Are we calling this the last round?
Okay. For what it's worth, the Bible is on my list, and I was just looking to see if there was any blurb about the Bible.
When I get points because said by God, or do I have to list all the separate books? I did see that when I was composing the list, and I was like, I wonder if he goes for it. Because you've also got things like the entire Harry Potter series and the entire His Dark Materials, which we agreed you could pick if you wanted to, one of, because we were saying earlier, like, if Dad goes, this is one of 7 blurbs, it's clearly going to be Harry Potter. And I think it's really weird that they had only book 3 of The Folk of the Faraway Tree, but they just decided to lump all of His Dark Materials into one. Like,
no, this is just stuff about links in this particular print of it and how many the Bible has sold and stuff like that. So, but anyway,
I'm gonna go for, okay. We're either gonna get this immediately or not know it, I think. A is just 20 years old and working in Malaya when the Japanese invasion begins. When she is captured, she joins a group of other European women and children whom the Japanese force to march for miles through the jungle, an experience that leads to the death of many. Due to her courageous spirit and ability to speak Malaya, A takes on the role of leader for the sorry gaggle of prisoners, and many end up owing their lives to her indominant spirit. While on the march, the group runs into some Australian prisoners, one of whom, B, helps them steal some food and is horrifically punished by the Japanese as a result.
Never shoot Selma Cal.
Fuck off! Which means I now can't win. You've got 17 and I can only possibly get 16, but let's do the token round anyway. Shall we keep going?
What's it? Best of 5?
Best of 5. Dad and I were talking earlier about like when you're not winning, you want to keep going. So like if you're playing like rock, paper, scissors, we were actually talking about politics, weren't we? The fact that referendums, and the number of people are like, we should redo Brexit because we didn't get the result we wanted from Brexit, and the Scottish referendum as well, and like how it's basically the adult equivalent of when you're in the playground and like you play rock, paper, scissors with somebody, and if they win you're like best of 3, and then if they win that one again you're like best of 5. So yeah, how does best of 8 sound if we're on round 7?
Well, best of 8 is going to lead into a draw, isn't it?
No, I mean because it's not best of 8 of. You're right, best of 8 of rock, paper, scissors would lead into a draw. For my pride, let's see if I can get 4 points on this one. It's because I was nice and gave you 2 points for Enid Blyton, even though you said it sarcastically. Otherwise, we'd be drawing. I'm grumpy.
Kidding.
I'm a good sport, honest.
Oh wow, there's shed loads for this one. Let's see how far we go.
You're gonna read me an essay?
Yeah, broadly it is. Right, this story opens with a lovely, poor and proud young woman who lives with her aunt. The young woman saves the life of a farmer who subsequently falls in love with her. However, the young woman inherits a fortune and moves away.
Does this test the Durbills?
No.
Okay, good to know.
On the flip side, the farmer loses everything he has and travels around the country seeking employment. One evening, the farmer helps to put out a blazing fire in a lonely farm. When the veiled owner comes out to thank him, he discovers that she is none other than the beautiful woman who once rejected him and moved away. Okay, the author was brought up in rural Dorset and was the son of a humble stonemason. He suffered from lifelong ill health and was schooled at home until he was 16. He then trained as an architect and began writing poetry. He wrote his first novel, which I'm not going to tell you the name of, and it met with little success. He destroyed the manuscript and worked on 2 others which were published but anonymously. He published another book to which he put his own name, and it was relatively more successful. Okay? In fact, the term cliffhanger, which refers to stories in which the reader is left in suspense till the next chapter, originated with the book, which originally appeared in serial form in a magazine. So he's the instigator of the cliffhanger serial novel.
Is it a Dickens?
No. The book was the author's 4th novel and gave him his first taste of literary and commercial success. It also laid the foundations for several themes that the author would continue to use. Okay, clue coming up. The concept of Wessex itself was an important motif, which he contrasts the rural settings against a rapidly industrialising urban England.
I'm going to look at the list.
Okay.
Bleak House?
No.
Far from the Madding Crowd?
Yep.
Hardy?
Yep.
Ah, there we go. 2 points for Emma.
I thought the Wessex things might give it away.
Don't know much about Hardy, I'm not going to lie. That one went over my head. Right, so the final scores stand that you have 17 points and I have 14, so I bow down to your superior knowledge. So that has been our book blurb challenge. If you feel like giving it a go yourself, you are more than welcome to. You just need 2 people and then a list of books that neither of you know anything about.
And if you know a site with good blurbs, please let us know.
Fucking hell,
this has been fun.
So yes, I might do this again at some point using my own bookshelves, which I in theory will do better at. We might do it one day with your bookshelves, that could be quite entertaining. So if you'd like to see Dad back and doing some more stuff, and you'd like us to take on a few more challenges, or indeed the numerous other book challenges that are all over YouTube, like the sentence ones and all sorts of other ones that are out there, then please do let us know.
Make up a challenge.
Make up a challenge.
Send it to us.
Challenge us to just do random crap. That could end terribly.
I can see disaster written all over that one.
And if this has been done before by somebody other than the Radio 4 channel that we talked about, like if there is a YouTuber who's already done this that I have not like linked or credited in any way, please like link them down below, because I'd love to see another video like this. But as far as I'm aware, this is one of the first of its kind. So new challenge for YouTube. Have fun with the book blurb challenge, and I will chat to you guys soon. Have a wonderful week, happy reading, and bye!